class, you need to use your ruler and pen to draw along the chart. So you would like to prepare a bit. You need to use your book to draw your diagramming. Let's see this one. Diagramming sentences, why it is very important. Well, basically, let me give you some basic idea. It is a skill developed by Alonzo Reed and Bernard Kellogg in the late 19th century. So, it's not a new knowledge. Actually, everyone learning linguistics may have some idea about sentence diagramming. And everyone interested in language learning may be able to learn some from this. Of course, you did not learn this in high school and not even in college, but lucky for you, you are doing it right now. Why it is very important? Because they are diagramming sentences can be a knowledge and very helpful in seeing the relationship among sentence elements. In the previous 5 lessons, I've given you some examples why they are very helpful, right? And today, we learn the jargons, we learn the techniques, how to draw a very simple sentence diagram by yourself. So let's see this one. The first one, Brazilians arrived. Brazilian is a subject, arrived is the intransitive verb, right? Sentence pattern number 6, okay? So basically we have a main line here. Every diagramming has one main line, at least one main line. So the main line of the diagram shows the head noun, this is the head nouns, the subject. Divided from the predicate, this is a predicate, intransitive verb. So we have a vertical line here, right? Vertical line is used to divide subject and verb. Okay, so this is very simple for you to understand. And and we have a little bit more. Other than a vertical line getting through the main line, here, let's see. We have a main line here, right? This is the main line. And we have a vertical line going through the main line to divide subject and verb. And we also have a shorter vertical line to divide verb and object. This is object. So subject, we have a subject here, right? And this is a transitive verb. And we have an object here. And we use a vertical line and a short line. So bridge, play, golf. Very simple. Is that right? So after the verb, we have a short vertical line divides the verb from the head noun of the direct object. Okay, now. Okay, it's your turn to draw the picture. Draw the line by yourself. Hurry up. I'll give you 30 seconds to do this. Okay, this one should be very straightforward, right? So let's take a look. So to see whether you are, did you have the right answer? Okay, great, first step, right? So we have a very easy, straightforward, this is the main line. Basically everything on the main line is the major components of the sentence. So we have a subject divided by a vertical line with a verb. And the shorter vertical line divides verb and the object, right? So this is a very simple structure here. Okay, move on. And there's another kind of the drawing here, another kind of line we call diagonal line. Diagonal line refers to this. This is diagonal line. Actually, this is based on roots. Here, dia means through. Gong means a pattern with angle. A pattern with angle, just like this. So this is a gong, 角度, diagonal. So let's see this one. What is diagonal? No. AL can be an adjective or noun, refers to something or related to the characteristic of something. So diagonal means that this is, okay, we have a rectangle here, and this is from this angle to the other angle we call diagonal. Okay, this is diagonal through the rectangle, right? Okay, so through, go through rectangle, diagonal. Okay, now we have a diagonal here. This is diagonal. Diagonal, you can think of it as just as something pointing out to some object far away. So it is a subject complement. This is a subject complement used to be equal to we. So we become French. Look here. We use a diagonal instead of vertical line. Why? Because a shorter vertical line is used to divide verb and object. But how about it is not the object? It is the subject complement or an object complement. Then we use a diagonal. Make it refers to, it is not divided by become and French. It is used to be equal to we. Okay, so it's like an artillery here. Okay. So far, are you with me, right? Okay, so now we have a diagonal line. So in our inventory, now we have 4 different kind of lines. Main line, longer vertical line, shorter vertical line, and a diagonal line. Okay, very simple. So let's see this one. And we say diagonal line can be used to divide verb and subject complement. It can also used to divide object, just like this one. This diagonal line is used to divide object and object complement. So this one is used to be equal to interactions. Is that right? So we, in imitation, made interactions easy. Okay, so a diagonal line leaning toward the noun it refers to. This refers to the noun object. Precede the subject of object complement. Okay, so basically we have a complete most of the structure here. So let's take a look, and we move on to another idea. For example, the players worked very hard, right? Let's look at the major components for this one. The players is a subject. Worked, well, that's the end of the sentence, right? So subject, intransitive verb, divided by a vertical line. However, other than the yellow highlighted part, we always also notice there are some other words used as modifiers. For example, the is used to modify prayers, right? So you put the under the prayers with a diagonal line. This refers to a modifier. The is used to modify prayers. But how about very hard? Very hard, okay, we need to pay a little bit of attention to this. Very hard altogether is used to modify worked. But the word used to modify worked is hard, not very, right? Because hard here. So that's why we put hard here to modify worked. But very is used to modify hard. How hard? Very hard, a little bit hard, right? So you can just, the players worked hard, but you cannot write the workers worked very. What's that? It's wrong, right? So Basically, hard is directly used to modify a word. So we put under this. So basically, diagonal lines put under the main lines are used to modify the word put on the main line. Keep in mind about this. Okay, so now we can do something like this. How about this? The tigers are very aggressive. Okay, let's see whether you have the correct answer like mine. The tigers, subject, right, are beaver, very aggressive. So aggressive is the subject complement. So in this, keep in mind, we should have something like this. Is yours correct? If not, correct it. Look here, it's very simple, straightforward. The training for the sentence diagramming is for you to understand the basic structure of the sentence. Tigers are aggressive, right? So we put over here, tigers are aggressive. And this is the vertical line, this is diagonal, and this is the main line. And there are two modifiers here. The used to modify tigers. Very used to modify aggressive. Okay, complete. Very simple, right? Okay, and now we have a little bit more. Now we have a prepositional phrase. Again, between them, ended on time. Again, let's try to identify the basic structure. Again, ended, right? Is that right? But what about the game? Between them. So between them is a prepositional phrase used to modify game. And on time is the adverb and adverbial phrase used to modify end. So both of these two combinations, two phrases here, between them, on time, are all modifiers, right? So how can we do about this? Now, still we put again and divided by a longer vertical line, right? And now we are going to put the modifiers to each of the corresponding words on the main line. Now take a look. The is used to modify game, so we put over here. Is that right? And between them, look here. Between, we put a diagonal line here. We have a diagonal line here. And I put a between and then. And this is a small section. Altogether, treated as a prepositional phrase. It's a diagonal line and a line, horizontal line together. So horizontal line, we put an object. And the diagonal line, we put a preposition. So together, this is a prepositional phrase. So still you can imagine this is just like a decoration, right? Combine together and put on the game. So here we know what kind of game. Which game? The game. We know it is the game, right? What kind of game? Between them. So the game between them ended. What about ended? Okay, we know on time, right? So here is the preposition. And here is the object. Together we have a prepositional phrase, functions as an adverb, used to modify ended, right? Okay? So you now have a good idea about the structure of the sentence. Basically, the basic structure is game ended. But to make this sentence more cheerful to read, the game between them, right? Ended on time. That's it. Very simple. So when we have a preposition, we put a diagonal line and with the object follow with it. That's it. Okay, so now you should be able to do this. Okay, the celebrity of the show stood on the stage. I will identify the very important segments for you. The celebrity subject, right? And the stood, that's it. The end of the story, stood, where you stand. So let's see whether you are right for this one. A little bit difficult, right? But still, celebrity stood. And the key here, we have the celebrity is good. But of the show, object, the is used to modify show. So you have to put them in this way. Okay? Everything put under one word is a decoration. So of show, the show, okay? On stage, on the stage, the, again, is used to modify stage. Okay, please correct it by yourself. Okay, celebrity is famous people, famous person, right? Because celebrate, this Latin root is famous. So celebrity is an entity of becoming famous. Okay, that is a famous person. So if you celebrate, what would you do? You will get it famous to everyone. Celebrate, A-T-E. ATE is a verb, okay? So we celebrate. When you want to celebrate, you have a party, cake, right? So you don't want to hide into your home, your own shelter and to celebrate. Normally, you celebrate, you make it known to everyone. Okay, let's move to the others. Okay, a little bit more. These manners caused the aliens great amusement. Look at this. This is sentence pattern number 8, right? Look here. We have a subject. We have a transitive verb. We have aliens is an indirect object, and amusement is a direct object, right? So look here. This kind of combination is a little bit difficult for us to imagine. But if we change it to the natural order, that is, these manners cause great amusement to the aliens. Is that right? So basically, to the aliens is a modifier without to. Without to, just like this. The basic structure for this one is manners, subject, cause, transitive verb, amusement, direct object, right? So still we can put them over here. Manners, cause, amusement. But how about the aliens here? The aliens here is actually an eclipsed infinite phrase without to. So we put them here. See, there's no to here, right? So we get rid of to, but still it is a modify the aliens. And used to modify cause, it becomes an adverb. So we can treat this. So basically, look here. An indirect object is set up like a prepositional phrase because its meaning, here we talk about its meaning, can be expressed by the preposition to or for, right? So although the preposition is not written in unless it appears in the sentence, right? So just omit, we just omit the preposition here. For example, I teach you English. Basically, it is I teach English to you. Is that right? So without to, basically, it's just without to. So in this case, we can put the indirect object over here. The same, still the same. Meaning is still the same. Okay, so how about this? Okay, let's see this one. So Swedes cannot teach honor, right? So now I just use the sentence pattern number 7 directly. So this is the Swedes cannot teach. Remember, you have to put them together. Cannot teach. This is the verb, okay? Honor. So two spaniel. Spaniel is used to modify cannot teach, right? So very simple. And remember, because we do not use sentence pattern number 8, so to is still here. You have to put up here. To here is a preposition. Preposition and object. Okay. And the other one is about and. We have a conjunction. Conjunction here, right? So gratitude and justice are basic tenets. So gratitude is the subject, and justice is also a subject connected by and. So let's take a look here. The larger part here is like just like a horizontal line and expanding to two lines, right? Connected by and. So we have a dotted line here and then linked by and. So you can treat this as a one segment. Still on the part for the verb, for the subject. Subject divided by, so we have a R here, and the tenets is the subject complement. So we have a diagonal line here, right? So whose tenets? We have a basic tenets, right? Okay, beliefs. Okay, how about this? Today we are going to use the last 10 minutes to clean up the classroom for tomorrow's school-wide evaluation. So later I will ask TAs to help out and also you to help out. Okay? France. Gives. Okay, romantic love is seen differently in France and Finland. Okay, let's see this one. Romantic love. Love is the subject. Is seen is the verb, right? And let's see this one. A little bit difficult for you to imagine, but basically, love and is seen divided by vertical line. Is that right? What kind of love? Romantic love. Is that right? We have a romantic love. And is seen differently used to modify is seen. And in France and in Finland is also modified seen. However, we have a prepositional phrase here, right? But France and Finland are connected by dotted line end. So this is the segment we need to create. And this green part is used to modify is seen. Okay, make it correct. Okay, let's move to the next one. So how about this? Okay, let's see this one. Their aspirations and disappointments will be very different. So when you see this one, you need to identify the basic structure. Aspirations, disappointments, connected by and, right? And what be is the verb, be verb, different. So basically, if you can catch this, well, you are about right. And the next is about the way you draw it, right? So this is aspiration and disappointments. And there is used to modify disappointments and aspiration and disappointments, right? And would be is the preverb, different. And very is used to modify different. In this case, you can also put this part, you can also put there over here. It's okay. It's about the same. It's about the same. Okay, next. And now we have an adjective clause here. We choose a career like that we like. So you see here, that we like is used to modify career, is that right? So we use this. So basically what we have, what's so strange? This is used to modify career. So we have a here, choose career. How many career? A career, right? But now we use a dotted line to connect that. And that is the clause that we like. In its basic format is we like that. that refers to Korea, right? So look here. Korea, that. So that is equal to Korea. And in the clause, its function is an object. So we like the object. So we put that over there. And we use a dotted line to connect Korea and that together. So if you look at here, this is the main line, right? And this is connected by that, a dotted line. And this is another main line, but this main line is for the dependent clause. Because altogether, here this part, altogether is used to equal modify Korea, that's it. So this declaration can be taken off, is that right? Because it's just declaration. So we choose a Korea. What kind of Korea? That we like. That refers to Korea. So we like the Korea. So we like that. So now we have a complete structure like this. You get it? Okay, in this case, then we can do something like this. Okay, let's look here. People always face concepts that many cultures define differently. So people, subject, right? Face concepts. And we have an adjective clause that many cultures define differently. That is concepts. Is that right? However, that in the subject clause, in the adjective clause is used as an object. So cultures define that. Cultures define that, right? Okay, so let's put over here. This is the main structure. People face concepts. How often? Always, right? And that is equal to concepts. However, in the adjective clause, it is an object. So you put over here. Cultures define that, and many differently. So you can see this section is a modifier to modify concepts. Did you see the line here, right? Okay, it's only used to modify concepts. So this is an adjective clause. So that's why we say it is an adjective, right? Because all the green part is an adjective to modify concepts. What kind of concepts? That many cultures define differently. Okay? Okay, now how about this? It's about the same. People, we have who do things extraordinarily, are outliers. So here we have people are outliers, right? Very simple, sentence pattern number 3, right? And now we have who do things extraordinary. This is an adjective clause to modify people. And however, this is the adjective clause. And who is the subject in this case. And who do things And how did they do it? They do it extraordinarily. Is that right? So they're still the same. But overall, this part is an adjective clause used to modify people. That's it. What kind of people? Is that right? So what kind of people? Who do things extraordinarily? People. Okay, so we have the time for the last drawing. Okay, the team that won the game was the Giants. So for now, I believe that you should be able to identify a subject, verb, Giants, right? Is that right? Okay, if you can do this, then you will know this is a modifier to modify team. Is that right? So in this case, let's try to see if you're right. Again, we have a team was Giants, right? And team will have a the as a modifier. And Giants, there's another the. But here that won the game, we see. We have an adjective clause here. And the adjective clause, we have a that over here, right? And that won game. Which game? The game. So over here, this section is used to modify team. Is that right? So now you should be able to have a clear idea about the structure. And so far we have a very basic learning about the sentence diagram so far. And I believe that should be good enough for you to open your mind, open your window to understand the beauty of the structure. All the sentences can be formed into 10 sentence patterns. And you can use the sentence diagram to understand the basic structure of every sentence. Some of them can be very, very complicated. For example, this can be very complicated. Comparisons of national cultures often begin, although these are only this one, right? Very complicated. But it's not necessary for you to know so much. At least you need to understand comparisons begin. Is that right? And all the sections here are used to compare, to modify comparison, and often used to modify begin. And there are a lot of issues here. It's okay. And how about this one? Basically, maybe very difficult for you to as a beginner, but there are always some of the very important part for you. Part is cultural. For example, part is cultural, right? We have a very low modifier here, and they can put over here to modify part. You can read this by yourself, or you can explore more from the online education. You can find out similar teaching materials by yourself. And also you can find out the materials from our e-learning website. I will upload a more complete version to our e-learning website for you to review. And you can just go there to take a look. Okay? Any question? And now we do really run out of the